Rachel nudged Trusty, who had just sent the little girl off to look for more eggs. "Look," she whispered. Trusty stared at the shimmering, magical haze in front of the hole, and her eyes lit up. "Fairy magic," she gasped. "Rachel, do you think?" But before Trusty could finish, there was another shout from the bottom of the garden. "I've seen the Easter Bunny too." A little boy was pointing at the huge leafy shrub and beaming with delight. Trusty and Rachel dashed over. They could hardly believe their eyes when they saw a beautiful, fluffy, lilac-colored rabbit sitting under the shrub. But as Trusty bent to move the leaves away, the rabbit vanished in glittering cloud of lilac sparkles. "This is definitely fairy magic," Trusty whispered. "The bunny must be one of the fairy pets." "Yes, Bella the bunny fairy's rabbit," Rachel agreed. By now all the children had come to see the Easter bunny. "Where's the bunny gone?" asked one little girl, looking disappointed. "I do not know," Trusty replied quickly. "Why don't you go and look for more eggs?" "Let's look for the Easter bunny instead," Jane suggested, and all the children cheered. They had been racing round the garden calling, "Bunny, where are you?" "We must find the rabbit and give it back to Bella," said Trusty. "Luckily, I cannot see any goblins around. I wonder where the bunny is now." Suddenly Rachel's eyes widened and she grabbed her friend's arm. "Look at the picnic table," she gasped. Mr. and Mrs. Dillon had set the party food out on the table while the children searched for eggs. As the girls stared, they could see a swirl of golden sparkles hovering over it. The girls hurried to the table. Sitting beside a large plate of salad, nibbling on the carrot, was the magic bunny, now a sunshine yellow color. Before Trusty and Rachel could do anything, Jane spotted the rabbit too. "The Easter bunny," she shouted, and the children rushed over to the table. "Be careful," Rachel said anxiously, worried that the bunny might disappear again if it got scared. But Jane gently stroked the rabbit's fluffy head, and it seemed quite happy to be petted. "Isn't it lovely?" Jane sighed. "I wish I had my own bunny. We'd better get the rabbit away before Mr. and Mrs. Dillon come out," Trusty whispered to Rachel. "I do not know how we'll explain a yellow bunny. We'll take it to my house," Rachel nodded. "The bunny's very tired," she announced, picking it up gently. "It's going home now, so say goodbye." "Goodbye, Easter Bunny," the children chorused, waving. Then they dashed off to search for more Easter eggs. "I'll tell the Dillons we have to pop home for something," Trusty murmured to Rachel, running inside. When she came out again, the two girls carried the bunny around the house and out through the side gate, which they closed carefully behind them. "How are we going to keep the rabbit safe until Bella the bunny fairy gets here?" asked Rachel, as they walked along the overgrown path beside the house. "She cannot be far away," Trusty replied, "but maybe we could use the fairy dust in our magic locket to take the bunny back to the fairyland ourselves." Before Rachel could reply, the girls heard a nasty sniggering sound above their heads. Alarmed, they looked up to see 4 goblins sitting on a branch of a large oak tree, grinning at them. "Oh no," Rachel gasped. "Let's get out of here," Trusty whispered to her. The two girls hurried on along the path, but all of a sudden the ground beneath their feet seemed to disappear. "Help!" Trusty cried as she tumbled into a large hole. Rachel was too shocked to cry out, but luckily she managed to keep hold of the magic rabbit as she fell. The two dolls landed on a bed of soft leaves and stared at each other in horror. "The goblins must have dug this hole and covered it with branches," Trusty gasped. "They set a trap, and we walked right into it," Rachel groaned. "Ha ha ha," the goblins cackled with glee. "We were trying to catch the magic bunny, but we've caught two pesky dolls as well," one goblin cried. "Hurrah!"